Take it away.
Thanks, Bungie. And yes, this is the main menu, at least, of the Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall. If any of you are familiar with Skyrim or even Oblivion or Morrowind, this is the game that comes before all of those. It is a DOS-based game and much more D&D and RPG-focused than some of the later ones, especially Skyrim. We have been sent on a very important mission to the Iliac Bay region. Me specifically, but all of you are coming with me. And I also have a companion with me. Want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is the Flying Marlin, and I don't actively run this game at the moment, but I have learned the run in the past, and I have at least some idea of how this game works and how the speed run in particular works. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting run.
Interesting indeed. There's actually some RNG in there, so hopefully that goes well for us. All right, time is going to start as soon as I press Start New Game. We'll explain more about the game as we go through the run. So you can start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, just going to start picking my character class here. And I'm going to set my speed up to 75. Don't worry about the fact I'm going into negative points here. If I just press the U key on this screen, that goes away and the game doesn't care. I think that's like a dev code they left in there. There we go. Class name U. Now, if any of you have played any sort of tabletop RPG, this screen probably looks pretty familiar to you. That was the wrong skill, but that's all right. Running and mysticism. Order is kind of important. Going to be doing some jumping, so going to pick that as well. Then destruction and illusion. Then alteration, and these next few just don't matter, so I'm going to pick whatever. Sure, that works. Set that down to 4. Going to give myself some advantages. These are going to come in useful. Going to increase my magic there. Going to absorb spells that are near me, which is also going to be useful. Going to add some disadvantages. These actually won't come into play. They're just there to balance out the advantages I picked.
Yeah, this is a speed run, so we're going to be missing pretty much every opportunity to experience the things that we can't have.
Yep. So, which name won the bid war?
All right, and that would be Araichi. I'll spell this one for you. It's all lowercase. A-R-A-I-C-H-I.
All right, we are now Araichi. That will be our face. I want to get my speed up to 90. That's a little bit close there. That's not going to work. That'll work.
In case you didn't hear, those were dice rolling sound effects for
yes.
as a nod to the tabletop era.
Gonna add some bonus points here. Set my reflexes to very high, and now we are in the game. Gonna skip the tutorial, change a couple options there, because the music is kind of loud in this game. And then I'm gonna press Alt F11 twice, and that will teleport me to the dungeon exit. That is a code that was left in the game, and it's very useful for speedrunning. Pressing that twice just takes me right to the dungeon exit. Now we are going to head to the town of Rip Market, where I'm going to borrow a bunch of gold from the bank. Don't worry about it, we're too fast for them to collect on that. And then I'm going to use that to buy a whole bunch of spells. All right, don't fall in the fountain here. There we go. Oops, okay. $50,000 is how much I want. Exit, and now that's done. Like I said, we're way too fast for the collectors anyway.
Yeah, so we took out a letter. We took out that money, but then we replaced it with a letter of credit, which is just paper, because money in this game actually has weight.
Gonna join the Mages Guild here and now make the spells. Now the first spell I'm going to make is Water Walking, Unlock Doors, and Light. Now you may think to yourself that is a very strange combination of things to put in a spell. But the reason why is because the goal of the spell is actually to grind up to level 7. We have to be level 7 for some of the early game quests, and so that's how we're gonna get there. Gonna buy a teleport spell that's gonna come in very handy throughout the run. Going to buy a damage spell. We will be doing some combat, but not a whole lot. So that. Going to be picking Levitate. And I'm going to be picking Slow Fall, because if I levitate after falling, then the game treats that as falling onto ground, and I will take fall damage and probably die. And that's all the spells I need. And so now I'm going to grind up to level 7. And while I do that, the Flying Marlin is going to explain why exactly we are here in Daggerfall and what we are trying to do.
All right, so we were sent here by the Emperor himself in a fully live-action cutscene, no less. And yeah, the idea is that he said that there was a king of the region of Daggerfall who had died recently in mysterious circumstances. The ghost is actually haunting the city of Daggerfall at night. It's the stuff of nightmares. It's terrifying. He moans the word vengeance late at night. It's scary. But the idea is that we have to basically figure out, you know, circumstances surrounding his death and what we must do in order to put him to rest. Now, on top of that, the Emperor said that there was a very personal letter that he had sent to the Queen of, I believe, Daggerfall. And he says he wants us to find that letter because it apparently didn't get to her. And, yeah, figure out what to do there. So, yeah. Now we're just, as Daredevil mentioned earlier, we are just grinding in level just so we can get to the next quest objective, which requires us to be at level 7. So you might have noticed earlier that, and you'll probably notice later too, that we're moving around in like a weird leap and bound sort of system. And the way that works is that there's a glitch in this game where if you open up the menu that allows you to change your travel mode, so like horse, ship, whatever, and then exit out of that while holding forward, jump, and run, you will just leap forward at a very high speed, and that is, you know, much more efficient moving around than just simply walking. So we'll see that all outdoor motion. And that comes into play a bit later with some very, very important tricks for this run, which you'll see in just a few minutes.
This is the last one.
Right.
26. All right, so we are now level 7 approximately.
And also, you must fast travel because it's an absolutely massive world.
Yep. So now that we have leveled up to level 7, we have a wedding to go to. Actually, we don't have a wedding to go to. We have a wedding to arrange, more or less. We won't be invited to this wedding, sadly, but we will hear about it. So this wedding is between two people. That is Princess Morgia, who is here in Wayrest, and Mannimarco, the King of Worms. If you played Oblivion, that is the same Mannimarco that was at the very end of the Mages Guild quest line.
He is much more intimidating in this game, though.
Yeah, much better looking, too. I like him much better in this game than in Oblivion. Going to levitate as soon as I get inside the palace, because if I don't do that, then Alt F11 is going to take me to the last place I touched the ground, and I want that to be at the door, so I will levitate as soon as I get in here. Here's Princess Morgia. Here. Alt F11 out, and then we are off to Skurg Barrow, where Mannimarco is.
And this is where you're going to see some of the really cool tech in this game, with a very interesting exploit.
So a fun fact about the door that's right in here. I'm going to wait for this to load, and then I will show you. So you can just climb up this door, and then once you get to the top, you clip out of bounds.
Yeah.
Gonna slow fall so I don't take fall damage, then levitate, and then here's the King of Worms. We're going to say Princess Morgia wants to marry him, and he's going to say, sure, that will work for me. And then we're going to go back and tell Princess Morgia that he said yes. Princess Morgia does stand to gain a lot from marrying the King of Worms politically, so that's why she wants to do it.
Should be the Queen of First Souls, as she just said, so yeah.
Yep. It's nice. So now that we've done that, we are going to go to what is probably the worst quest in Daggerfall, and I would argue it is actually the worst quest in the entire Elder Scrolls anthology, and that is finding the werewolf quest. There is a servant in Castle Daggerfall who has some information about the letter, but before they give us that information, we have to find a werewolf and kill it. Now, this werewolf can spawn in any dungeon in the province of Daggerfall and anywhere in that dungeon, and that is randomly determined as soon as we get the quest. So that is the biggest amount of RNG, and it's going to take me quite a bit of time to try and find that werewolf unless I get super lucky, like I did during practice. So I'm going to have the Flying Marlin watch the timer. I've given myself 4 minutes to try and find that werewolf. If I don't find the werewolf, I have a backup save, where I know exactly where it is. Oops.
Here's another cool glitch here, where if you hold jump while spamming an attack, and I think your stats are good enough, you can compound your jumps together like this, and yeah.
Nice, I'm in.
And then if you're falling while entering a door, once this loads, you're gonna clip out of bounds right when you enter.
So I'm gonna mark here. Then I'm gonna save the game in case I have to re-roll this dungeon, and let's see where we gotta go. It is the Edwivel Reformatory.
Edwivel, yeah.
Hopefully I remember how to spell that.
Yeah, this game was made using procedural generation, so while it is the same every time, there's just a mind-boggling amount of locations
Yes,
in the
a
game.
lot of locations.
And same with the dungeons. They are they can be repetitive and very,
Hey, I got it.
confusing.
Okay. Oh boy, it's foggy.
Oh,
Excellent.
Great.
Yes, this happens from time to time where I just cannot see where I'm going, and too bad. That's what happens. All right, here we are.
It's a boulder with a hole in it.
Yep.
Like any repository.
Okay, let's see. I do not levitate out of bounds. Oh, this will be fine.
Yeah. You can clip out of bounds if you crouch while levitating and then bump into the ceiling, which
Yep.
is really weird.
Collision sphere on the ceiling. All right, so I'm going to listen very carefully and try and find this werewolf. Actually, I'm fine. Could be anywhere in this dungeon. There are certain rooms where it spawns in more frequently than others, but there are a lot of those, as you can see. I'm kind of looking for big rooms because I like to spawn them, or these kinds of rooms. Let's see, that is not the werewolf. You're not the werewolf either. Oh, here's a big room. It might be in here, which
Yep.
would be pretty lucky. And while I'm trying to find this werewolf, you can read donations.
Absolutely. I've got a $20 donation from Anonymous with no comment, but thank you so much. And then I have a $5 donation from Burb that says, the Fitnessgram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 minutes. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly but gets faster each minute you hear the single boop boop.
I'm hearing golems, no werewolf. Might be in here.
The werewolf makes a very distinctive, aggressive growling sound,
Yes.
but it's not. Sound doesn't travel super far.
No, its enemies don't spawn unless you're pretty close to them.
Also, it is possible. This doesn't appear to be one of those dungeons, but it is possible for the werewolf to. For the werewolf to spawn in a dungeon where werewolves are one of the main enemies that spawn. So you basically have to just figure out which of those werewolves is the werewolf you're supposed to kill, or, reload an earlier save to reroll.
Right.
But fortunately, that does not seem to be the case here.
Nope.
This dungeon is confusing enough as is.
Got up here. Let's check this one. Nope. I did see caverns. Sometimes it spawns in caverns.
Yeah, I've noticed that it. Yeah.
It likes to spawn in caverns. One other thing that could happen is I could run out of magic right as I find it. That happens a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's the worst thing. It's like I find it, I can't kill it. Might be down here.
Oh, is that?
I don't think it is.
Oh, it looks. Oh, yeah, those are like orcs or something.
Yeah. Are you in here? Nope. Like I said, this is kind of common. Let me know once 4 minutes are up, and then I will
think
load that.
You got about a minute left.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
There's a
Just
roll.
in time.
There we go.
All right.
There we go. That's gotta be. There we go.
Beautiful.
And first hit in the left. Great.
Yeah.
Sometimes it
Nice.
takes. Sometimes it can dodge your hits, which is not fun.
Let's see. So, we got to turn this quest in. Very important. All right. Now we have another quest regarding the letter. Hopefully enough magic to do this. I don't. That's annoying. All right. I'll just grab the quest anyway.
And then
So let's see where we got to go. Oh, okay. We
Yeah,
might hear
it's
King
nighttime.
Lysandra's, actually.
Yeah. We gotta figure out
Okay.
how to rest.
Let's see. So where do we got to go? This is a randomly generated quest to find the letter. Let's see. Arkmoth.
Arkmoth. So yeah, this is a quest where you have to go to like a random tavern or store in this town to find the messenger.
See, is it zombie time? Don't think so.
Who will direct us to another messenger somewhere else.
Yes. So basically, what we're trying to find is the courier who was supposed to deliver the letter to the queen but never did. So we're just going to talk to them and figure out what the heck's going on. But first, I got to find an NPC like somewhere around here so they can tell me where that person is. And there are none around here. This is like another bit of bad RNG.
Yeah, it's sometimes there's just nobody outside. But I think I saw a couple people in the distance somewhere, but that could very well just be like cows or plants or something.
Seriously, where are the people in this town?
Yeah. Oh, there's the zombie.
Oh, the zombie's here?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there it is. Okay. I'm going to save because this can kill me. You want to talk about what the zombie's doing?
Yeah, so the zombie is basically a messenger from the Underking, who is like this weird, like, undead wizard guy who wants to get in contact with us. And, you know, I guess the best way to get in contact with somebody is to send a deadly zombie to them. But, yeah, when we kill the zombie, then they give us the letter, so that's good. Yeah, the Underking's actually a major character in this game, but, you know, that's basically all we hear from him. There's another quest that tangentially involves him, but that's later.
All right. We finally found someone who knows the location. It is northwest.
Not the best RNG there, but, you know, at least we could figure it out.
Whoops. Not the best movement either. This is northwest. Where am I going? Okay.
Okay, so just west of here.
Yeah. So that can be hard to read. It's this building. That door.
And luckily our level up spell does allow us to unlock doors. So yeah, let's
see if we can find where this NPC is. No, that's not the button. Oh, I leveled up. Nice.
Leveled
okay. Okay, gotta do this.
Yeah. So instead of lockpicking, you just beat down the door until it. Yeah.
Come on, door.
That is a very
yes.
lock.
I really hope this NPC didn't spawn in a location where I can't get to. I will try another room.
There we go.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So, Grimfort.
In 8 days, and by 8 days he really means 6 days, because it turns out there's a glitch where the number of days that the NPC says and the number of days that are actually written down in your journal are almost always different. And the number that's written down in your journal is the right one, and the one that the guy says is the wrong one. So, and Bethesda just seemingly did not notice that in one of the main quests in this game. So
now I have to do some math to make sure I'm at Grimfort in exactly 6 days. So that will be getting there, then traveling away, then back in 2 days.
So,
and hopefully, if I did my math correctly,
1 day
they will be there. We're good.
There we go. And now they're in the palace. Now, the palace is always the same shape on the map. It's like a square with 4 turrets, and it's kind of surrounded by an empty yard.
There it is,
so
southwest.
Yep. Kind of hard to miss when you actually get there. But sometimes it can be locked, so we have to do that whole rigmarole again with the spell and just see what works.
While we're crossing town here, if you've got any donations, incentives, blurbs, this would be great.
Absolutely. MWSF2023 is being restreamed in Japanese by our friends over at Japanese Restream. You can find their channel at twitch.tv/Japanese_Restream. We worked with them several times now and are grateful for all the work to bring our marathons like ours to a larger audience.
All right, so since I was out of spell points, I actually can't teleport directly back to the castle, so I got to go there the long way. So I want to talk about what the courier said about the letter.
Yeah, so the courier basically said that the letter is kind of like in this other place, and we have to.
Yes. So what the courier was trying to do is the courier needed to deliver the letter to the queen. But the thing is, when the courier was sent out, the king was killed, and the current queen became the queen dowager. So then there was a new queen that went into power, and the courier delivered it to the new queen instead. Now, this new queen is a bit less loyal to the Empire, so that's not quite the best of things. She's kind of out for her own interests.
Yeah, so we gotta basically intercept it and whatnot, and our quest continues.
Yes. There we go.
There we go.
That's weird.
That's weird, yeah.
Okay.
You could just
I
walk
could.
up there. You could just walk there, right? But
So I have to get out of bounds first, and you
okay,
can't do that in that
have to
room.
get out of bounds.
So I'm just going to fall down. Make sure I get super high this time.
Yep. Oh, just
Thanks, game.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, there we go. That
happens sometimes, yep.
Yeah, where your hitbox is slightly outside the hitbox of the door.
Yep, and that's why I save every time I do that.
Yeah. There we
There.
go.
Maybe I'm fast enough.
Oh no.
Game.
Come on.
Excuse me. I would like to do the thing I did before.
This does happen sometimes.
Yes.
Where you just, now the worst part is when you do that, but then you hit the ground hard when you enter. But that's not what's happening here. That should be good.
Maybe.
That looks like it was
Okay.
good. There we go.
That's like the worst, when you can't mark here, and then you also
Yeah.
get bad luck trying to get in. Okay, finally turn that quest in.
There we go.
Now I'm going to go grab another quest.
So now we got to deal with the orcs.
Yes, well, that's going to happen later. First, we got to go to the King of Worms because of
that's
that quest we got from the zombie. Now, the quest the King of Worms is going to send us on is to go kill a lich in Sentinel. This lich was actually a former prince in there. Once we do that, the King of Worms is going to give us some more information about the Underking.
Yeah, so Sentinel is the capital of Hammerfell. Now, unlike the generic, English medieval skin that we've seen on this is going to be more of like a generic Middle Eastern tropical thing, as you're about to see. Sorry. And we're going to turn in this next quest before we actually do the quest, which is always convenient in speedrunning.
Yep. Now we don't have to go back to him after we do it.
Yeah.
That's a time save. Wait for it. There we go. So here's Sentinel. It is very big. Not a whole lot of buildings in Sentinel, and we
No.
can't see very far.
Yeah, so you just gotta hope you're going at the right angle, and
Yep.
looks like we are, so that's good. I've had it happen where I'm doing that and I just overshoot and I just run into more houses. And I have to pull up the map and, look around the game.
It's like, where the heck am I?
So yeah, now we're gonna do another clip thing where we, crouch while levitating and then clip through this angled ceiling just like that.
Yep, just like that. Which is over here.
Yep.
There you are.
There
Nice.
we go. Oh,
That was a very
only
quick kill.
2 hits. Yeah, that's very fast.
Usually takes a lot longer than that. All right, so next, if we were playing casually, we would have to do a couple of quests to get a location of a dungeon known as the Dureni Tower. But because we're speedrunners, we know exactly how to get there without having to do those quests.
Only problem is it's very far out of the nearest town, so you gotta figure out some other way to get there.
Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be on top of this house. I'm going to loiter for a bit so I lose levitation. Hopefully I will be at level 8 now. Yes, excellent.
There we are. Because in order to do the next quest, you have to be at level 8,
Yep.
which can kind of throw a wrench into things sometimes.
So I'm going to look at a very precise angle. There we go. Then I'm going to jump and slow fall. And what's going to happen is I'm now moving forwards really quickly, like I'm jumping, but I'm falling really slowly because of slow fall. So I'm basically now just flying across the island.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is, because of the scale of this game, we're basically covering several miles here, which is pretty great.
This game is really, really big. Like, all the other ones pale in comparison to this one.
Yeah, I believe when it was marketed, it was they said that it was on the same order of magnitude as the UK, which, I mean, it's very samey and repetitive, but still, that's a big map.
Yep. Waiting for a sound cue here. There we go.
There we go.
All right, we have landed. Actually, might be pretty close. So yeah, I got to rest. Okay.
So now we just gotta keep jumping eastward until we finally get to the tower.
Whoops.
Only problem is there's a bunch of very small foothills here that kind of cancel out our jump sometimes. So
There we go. All right. That was pretty quick, actually. So here is Dureni Tower. Inside is a sorceress named Lady Medora. She has some information about how to take care of King Lysandus. But before we do that, we actually have to break the curse on this tower. Lady Medora used to be the court mage at Castle Daggerfall, but she and Lysandus had a bit of a love affair, and so she was banished here by Lady Minacera, who gave us the courier quest, and that did not work.
Really, a royal figure who was banished to a tower and cursed to stay in there? I've never heard of that before.
I know, right? That's never happened before in a fantasy game. All right, there we go.
That's never happened before.
Wait a minute.
I'm starting to sound like Gooby here.
All right, here is Lady Medora. Going to mark here. And then we are going to go grab a horn in a dungeon known as Shedungeon.
Yeah, so this is also out in the middle of nowhere, and it's owned by the mother of, was it King Lysandus?
Yep, King Lysandus.
There's so many royal figures, it's easy to get them mixed up.
Oh, there really are.
And this is the hardest door to kung fu your way into because there's like a roof like a foot above your head, so you got a very little amount of room.
Got it.
You got in.
Yep. I did not get in that quickly in practice. It was very embarrassing.
Yeah, it's...
Okay,
You have like a
this way.
fraction of a second window of time there.
Yep. All right, here's the horn. Teleport back. That broke the curse on the tower. So now Lady Medora is going to tell us how to take care of King Lysandus. We have to sprinkle something known as the Dust of Restful Death on him. But Lady Medora actually does not know where the Dust of Restful Death is. So we are going to head to Orsinium and talk to Gortwag, the head of the Orcs, because he knows where it is. He also happens to have the letter we are trying to find in his possession, so we're going to go grab that while we're here.
Yeah, so as of this game, orcs are not yet a playable race in the series. And in fact, virtually all orcs, except for the one we're about to talk to in this game, are hostile enemies, including his henchman.
This one.
Yeah, this guy right here who just runs right towards us.
But he can't do anything because I'm out of bounds.
Yeah, shouldn't even be able to see us.
All right, let's see where the Dust of Restful Death is. Hopefully not Greensley Hall. It is the Cathedral of Jubith. That's a pretty decent location.
And it turns out we also just negotiate some sort of treaty with the orcs that makes them, that puts them on the same standing as humans. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Nice.
And I guess that's what makes them playable characters in the next games.
I guess that makes sense.
There's a lot of stuff in like the lore that changes between this and the next game, and I will get into that later, but it is very overcomplicated.
Yep. But anyway, we now have grabbed the letter, and that is one of two things we need to do. I think that's where I'm going. Yep. So that is one of two things we are sent here to Daggerfall to do. Grab the letter. Now we just need to take care of King Lysandus. Actually, I don't think I need to Kung Fu jump in here. Yes, I do. Okay, I was thinking of another dungeon.
Yeah.
There are 5 dungeons it can spawn in. So not as bad as the Werewolf Quest, but still a lot of RNG. That was not fast
And even
enough.
within each dungeon, there's only at most 4 spots where it can, so you can easily list them out for all the spawn points for it.
Okay. Down from entrance. That is in the center here, I think.
Like for instance, for this dungeon, there are only 2 places it can spawn.
Yep.
Now it's can be kind of tricky to find sometimes, but still.
This room, actually, is this room one of them? I think it. No, might be down further.
What we're looking for is a mummy that has the dust wrapped up inside of it. So we gotta, find the mummy.
Okay, it was not in here, so
Starring Brendan
south
Fraser.
and down. Yes. I think it might be in here.
Or the big throne room? Lantern room.
Lantern
The
room.
problem is like half the rooms here have lanterns.
Yes, there it is. Okay.
There we go. Oh, that's not it. That's
Another mummy.
there are
Thanks,
a few
game.
mummies here.
Actually, is it in here? Might be here too. There it is.
There
Okay.
we go.
Yes, that can happen. Bad RNG. All right, we got the dust. Let's head back to Lady Medora. What Lady Medora is going to tell us is that she needs about 30 days to prepare the dust. So in the meantime, we are going to head back to Castle Daggerfall, tell Lady Minacera that we found the letter, and also mark a spot there that we can teleport back to later. You want to talk about what's in the letter?
Yeah,
Or did you
so
already do that?
the Emperor said that the letter was a very personal and sentimental letter. But what it turns out, what it's really about, is that there's an artifact called the Totem of Tiber Septim that has been tracked down to somewhere in Daggerfall. And the thing about it is that it's the key to this giant, basically dwarven mech that had been previously used to consolidate power over the Empire. But now the thing is, it could get into the wrong hands, and that could basically, bring about Armageddon or something like that. So we can't let that happen, obviously. So we gotta, make sure that it ends up in, the right set of hands. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, there is a giant robot in this fantasy game.
Now, unlike other games, we can't simply just destroy the key to it, so we got to figure out.
Yeah, instead what we're going to do is we're going to let someone else take control of it.
Yeah, we can't use any ancient hammer to crush the heart of it. So, anyway.
All right, that is done. Now back to Lady Medora. She will have the dust for us. And when we grab the dust, we're going to head to the tomb of King Lysandus and sprinkle it on his corpse, I guess. Or sarcophagus. Now,
it's never clear.
Yeah. Now, Lady Medora doesn't actually know exactly where Lysandus is buried. There is a fake location that everyone thinks is the location, but it's not it. We just so happen to know exactly where that location is, and we're going to jump to it just like we jumped here to Durrani Tower. This way. I know where I'm going, I think.
Honestly, like when I was first running the run, it was so nerve-wracking because it takes takes forever when there's just blackness in front of you, and then you finally see her room. And
yeah, there's a lot of rooms like that. Where am I going?
Doesn't seem like it's that long from here, but yeah.
Yeah, there are many instances where you just move into blackness and you got to know which direction to go, and that's the only cue you get.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you have the bad RNG quests.
So now we're going to do a second jump like we saw earlier, but this one's much shorter, thankfully, and doesn't have to be quite as precise.
Yeah, I got a pretty decent marker for where I got to go. Not like last game where I just got to go in the right direction. Hope it's it. Okay. That was pretty close. There we go. You can read a quick donation if you've got one or a quick blurb.
You got it. Midwest Speedfest is supporting the Protez Foundation this year. The Protez Foundation's goal is to help the people who have lost limbs and restore their quality of life. The current project is prosthetics for Ukrainians, the goal of which is to help Ukrainian children, civilians, and soldiers get free quality prosthetics in the USA. They cover all financial needs, including visa fees, lodging, and of course the prosthetics themselves. They also assist with psychological support and emotional recovery for the victims. To learn more, visit protestfoundation.com.
Awesome. Shout out to the Protest Foundation. So this is the tomb where King Lysandus is buried. It is this way, basically. Well, am I? Yeah, I'm using my touchpad. Fun things about using a laptop for this run. All right, here he is.
Right, I like this room. It's very different from a lot of the other rooms you see in the dungeons.
Yeah.
It's actually made by a human.
All right, so we sprinkled the dust of restful death on King Lysandus. And what he tells us is that he didn't just die under mysterious circumstances. No, he was assassinated by Lord Woodburn, who is someone we have not met at all because we've just been kind of flying through this main quest. But we're going to go kill him, and that's going to avenge King Lysandus and put his spirit to rest.
I mean, to be fair, even in like the full playthrough, you don't really see or hear much about Lord Woodburn. He's kind of an afterthought.
Yeah.
But he is, I guess, technically the final boss, even though the game's not quite over yet.
Yeah, pretty much. It's over this way.
And yeah, because NPCs in this game are invincible, Lord Woodburn is actually just represented by a generic enemy.
All right, he's gonna come right up close. Very convenient. Got him. All right, Lord Woodburn is down, and King Lysandus has been avenged.
All right, so that means we won't see. There's no more spooky ghost in Daggerfall, which is a good thing because that is the stuff of nightmares.
Yes. So now we have done both of the things that we have been sent here to Daggerfall to do, but we're not done yet, because we still have the matter of the Totem of Tiber Septim. And so we are going to take care of that. Blackwell. Another random quest. we're going to meet Lady Briziana, who we were supposed to meet much earlier in the game, but we skipped that quest.
She's basically like the Emperor's agent over
Yep.
here, so yeah.
Oh, I am in...
Oh no. Oh no, the guards are coming after us. Oh no.
Okay.
No.
Let's see.
Gotta get out of here before the guards.
Yep. Let's see. This is interesting. They did not give me the
No,
location.
they just said it was close to us. East of
Okay,
here.
east of here. So I will go east.
And yeah, there are guards. You can't do the fast run because
Yeah.
you can't because the guards are coming after you.
All right. So hopefully this is it.
Was that her in the middle? I don't think.
Nope,
No,
that was not
okay.
it.
Unless she's.
Yes. So I'm going to do a safety save here. Just in case. That was not it.
Last
So
guard, yeah. Probably the one north, maybe.
maybe. Oh, well, it said east, so...
East, so I mean, there's the one
All the way
just
down at the
northeast,
bottom?
But,
Oh, that is east. All right.
there's- I thought you said west. Oh, the guard's gone. That's nice.
Yeah. Okay. Are you in here? Nope, not in here.
All right.
Southeast.
Southeast. Okay, so it's probably the one that's like right
Yes.
there.
This happens too. RNG quest.
Yeah.
Where's your door? There it is. There you are. Finally.
So yeah, now we gotta go get the totem, which is, as it turns out, in Castle Daggerfall, like
Yes.
right behind where the king's throne is, and he just hasn't bothered to find it.
Set the anchor here and then head this way. So yes, King Gothred, who is here in Castle Daggerfall, he actually took it while we were busy dealing with Thornwood Burn. It's in the treasury, which is right over here. Not a very secure treasury. We can get in fairly easily just by doing this. We're in. People are going to try and kill us. This is fairly well guarded, but they can't do anything because we have stuff.
we can phase through walls, and it looks like it's a little baby wrapped in place, but it is, as it turns out, the key to controlling a terrifying metal monster.
Yep, and we're just going to give it to King Gothred because he's right here, and that's convenient.
So it's funny because like normally you have up to one in-game year to figure out who you want to give it to. Then the game soft locks like a lot of quests can do.
Yep.
Pretty much every quest has a time limit after which the game just basically soft locks and you can't beat it. But basically, we gave it to him like a couple seconds after finding it. So now we're getting a bunch of like people sending us messages saying, "Hey, give me the totem," even though we've already given it to somebody, which is pretty funny.
Yep. So now we're going to head back to Shedudgent for the final dungeon, because we need to find a second artifact used to control the giant robot, and that is the Mantella. It's located in a dimension known as Aetherius, and a location known as the Mantellan Crux. Those of you who played Skyrim, you'll know Sovngarde. That's also in Aetherius.
So there are actually 6 characters you can give the totem to, and each will lead to a different ending with vastly different in-game political consequences. But then the people at Bethesda realized if they want to make a next game, it's kind of hard to have a canonically different ending. So they just decided to make it so the game that the power of the giant robot split the timeline into 6. Each ending happened, and then it fused all back together, and then that's the canonical ending.
Yep.
So yeah.
Now, you may hear a bunch of spells being cast. This is an endgame area, and I'm very underleveled. So if any of those hit me, I could probably die. Just
We're also not wearing any armor.
And I'm home free.
Oh yeah, so it's out of bounds for most of the rest of the run until
Yep.
we get to the last room, which is empty.
Yep. So it's basically just a straight shot from here, so I can probably give a couple shout-outs. Big shout out to Purry Purry, who did a lot of the routing for this and also developed a tutorial I followed. Kronos also did some updates that you can find on speedrun.com, which also is linked to our Discord. Special thanks to the Flying Marlin, not just for doing some amazing commentary, but also for helping me out while I was learning this.
Thanks.
And of course, shout out to Bungie to the Tree for hosting reading donations and blurbs and all that stuff. Time is coming up as soon as I pick this up and on the final dialogue box.
So not quite yet.
And time. 3832. Yeah, there was some bad RNG in there. I'm not surprised. That sounds about right. But I did build a ton of extra time into this run because, yes, there can be a lot of bad RNG with this one. So thank you all very much. Thank you all for donating for the Protest Foundation for our bid war. You have anything you want to say?
Not really. At the great run, despite all of the curveballs I threw at you. Yeah, this is a surprisingly difficult run to learn. It's the controls are very finicky and there's a lot to remember. So just being able to do this all like this well and consistently is, you know, really a surprisingly Herculean task.
Yeah, I was very nervous for this run, but hey, we're underestimates, so that's
Yeah.
good. Now, so that's not all for me for Midwest Speed Fest. I will be back tomorrow evening to be behind the host desk once again for Ocarina of Time Randomizer with Crowd Control, run by Cubs Rule 21, I believe is the numbers. That's going to be an extremely hype run. Tune in for that. And then Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern or Central Time, not Eastern Time, Central Time, I will be performing along with the Washington Metropolitan Gamers Symphony Orchestra downstairs on the boss stage. That won't be broadcast to this channel or VGMCon. You can check us out at twitch.tv/WMGSO. 12:15 p.m. Central Time, 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got an awesome Zelda theme set for you all. I'll be playing violin, doing some vocals, drum kit, keyboard. It's going to be awesome.
Good luck with good luck with both of those things.
Thanks. And yeah, that's going to do it for us. So stay tuned for more of Midwest Speedfest 2023. Back to you, Bungie.
And thank you so much to one of my